This is a fascinating and catastrophic hypothetical scenario. Let's break down what would happen if the northern hemisphere of the Earth suddenly dropped to a temperature of absolute zero Kelvin, or 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit, for 7 months. First, it's crucial to understand that reaching absolute zero is physically impossible. It's a theoretical limit where all atomic and molecular motion stops. Even in the coldest corners of space, there is a tiny amount of heat. However, for the sake of this thought experiment, we will assume a magic refrigerator is making this happen. Here's a detailed look at the consequences. 1. The immediate catastrophe. First minutes to hours. Atmosphere freezes solid. Air is a gas made of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and other elements. Each of these has a different freezing point, but they are all well above absolute zero. Nitrogen freezes at around 63 K, 346 degrees, and oxygen at 54 K, 361 degrees. The atmosphere in the northern hemisphere would instantly solidify, raining down as a brittle, solid layer of nitrogen and oxygen snow. This would happen with incredible force, creating a vacuum in the northern half of the planet and leading to unimaginable pressure differences and winds at the equator. Oceans and land become brittle. Water freezes at 273.15 K, 32 degrees. Long before reaching absolute zero, the northern hemisphere's oceans would become a solid, fractured block of ice. The land itself would become incredibly brittle, and the extreme temperature difference between the northern and southern hemispheres would cause massive tectonic stress, leading to widespread earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The Earth's crust would likely shatter in many places. Life ends instantly. All life in the northern hemisphere would cease to exist in an instant. Cells would rupture as their water content froze and expanded, and all biochemical reactions would stop. Nothing could survive this. The global impact, first days to weeks. Massive weather events at the equator. The temperature difference between the absolute zero northern hemisphere and the still warm southern hemisphere would create the most powerful storms and winds ever seen. The air from the southern hemisphere would rush north to fill the atmospheric vacuum, creating a wall of air, or a wind shear, at the equator that would be hundreds of miles high. This would generate unimaginable hurricanes, tornadoes, and winds that would shred anything in their path. The southern hemisphere's fate. The southern hemisphere would experience an extreme ice age. While it would still receive sunlight, the loss of the northern hemisphere's atmosphere and the constant massive heat sink would rapidly cool the entire planet. The equator would become a chaotic battleground of superstorms. Ocean currents. Stop. The major ocean currents, like the Gulf Stream,